So listen, I'm not gonna sugarcoat nothing. I'm not gonna drag this out either. I'm gonna keep it a bean with you. That's what I am going to do. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. I'm gonna keep it a bean with you. And this is just what it is. This is a weak freshman class, and that's cool. That's cool. It's not because I'm old. It's not because, ooh, I'm out of touch or nothing. I am very in touch with what's going on. Let me just run down the list, and I'm only going to go over the poppin' people first. Big X the Plug is a viral Texas rapper. He is good, but I'll be honest, the type of rapper he is, I don't see his career going too much further than it has already. But he deserves his spot. Now, the next rapper, Hxcho, he deserves his spot as well, but I'm gonna be honest, it's kind of similar to the last dude, but he's more popping than the last dude. But the popping he is social media popping. I know him more for dealing with women. He's been at it for 3 years. You know, I've seen him, I'm pretty sure, with Drake and some other rappers and stuff like that. So he's definitely industry. He's definitely popping. But this is the thing about him, and I got to keep it 500,000. I don't hear his stuff nowhere. I don't hear his stuff nowhere. Even on social media, it's just not ringing like that. It's not like viral like that. Even though you see the 16 million views and stuff like that, it's just like, I don't know people who really be playing this stuff. Like, I just keep it real. Like, so that's just what it is. Maybe I gotta really tap in with the babes and ask them, is you playing this? Because I like definitely don't know no dudes playing these songs that you see on the screen. But Skilla Baby goes without question. For the past 12 months, he has been having a ridiculous run. He has had actual hits. Like, I mean, you hear the I'm Pretty with No Makeup all over social media, but even then, he did Gorgeous with T Grizzly. Like, he's really been cooking. Like, one of the hottest rappers out of Detroit, if not the hottest rapper out of Detroit right now. And it's just ringing out all over the country. So it is what it is. He's got a lot of collaborations, all that stuff. So out of the newer rappers that you see on this list, in my opinion, he is the most deserving because he's had the craziest run out of all of them. And one thing that I do want to say about him before I continue, he's been doing this for years. He just cranked off. Like, he's been doing this for at least 3, if now, not Cash 5 Cobain years. Is another guy who is wildly hot right now. And yes, he has also been working for years, but if you are not in that New York area, first off, you probably heard his production before as far as his beats and stuff like that, way before you heard of him, because he's done reference tracks for Drakes and stuff like that, or a reference track, I'm sorry. But his music really began to crank off within the past few months. And he is really catching a nice wave, and he is actually leading this sexy drill wave that's going right now. So absolutely deserves his spot, one of the hottest people on the list. Now I'm going to keep it so real with you. That Mexican OT, I'm not mad at him having his spot. He really been working. He really been working because I see him all over the media, and I see him even rocking with certain rappers. So I done seen him on Back on Fig. You know, Say Cheese was big on post to him and stuff like that. I just seen him on stage with NLE Chopper dancing and stuff like that. So he is really moving and shaking, but and I gotta keep it so real with you. I gotta keep it so real with you. And I don't know if it's just a Texas thing, because I know people who play Big X the Plug and some of the joints that he got. Somebody was trying to have me find one of the samples that he had on one of his songs, Rush Hour. And I'll just give you this information just because that song, Rush Hour, the sample was actually made by, independent Japanese artists, because whatever the original sample was, he couldn't use it. So information that you didn't ask for that I gave you because it's information that I have. But back to that Mexican OT, I don't really hear the music being played anywhere. I don't hear it ringing off. I don't know people that listen to him or anything like that. I can't point at one song and say, boy, this song is going. I've heard this. A lot of people are rocking with this. Now, just because I'm saying that, that doesn't mean that he doesn't have motion and things like that. Because I said the same thing for Hxcho. You know, it just is what it. And trust me, we're gonna get to the other people because I'm just going down the list of people that I feel it's they should be on this list. He's one of those people. Now I got to point out something because this is the stuff I be talking about. When you look at Skilla Baby, because I said he's probably the most deserving, you look at the views on Gorgeous and Bay, which are songs that are definitely ringing off and stuff like that. I know for a fact that they're ringing off. They got pretty low views as far as the millions, you know, like 2 million, whatever you see on the screen and stuff like that. I look up, you know, OT the Mexican, 67 million views on a song that I'm up north. I don't know nobody playing this song. I don't know one person playing it. I'm going to actually run a survey on my social media. I may come back and holler at y'all about this because 67 million is ridiculous. Now, granted, might be a lot of Mexicans playing them and stuff like that. He might be dope international and stuff. I don't know. I don't know. But again, not to take away from him because, like I already mentioned, he is popping and I feel like he deserves to be on there. And I actually personally think that it's dope that a Mexican is getting on and getting the spotlight. Shout out to Cap G. He was a rapper I really used to rock with back then, like, you know, went like probably like 10 years ago, you know, from Atlanta. But yeah, and he was Mexican. But yeah, we gonna keep it moving. Listen, I want to wrap this up and make it kind of quick, so I'm just going to go through the rest of the names as far as the ones that I think deserve to be on there, which is really just two more people for real. Bossman Dlo, definitely ringing off right now, ringing off something crazy. Don't got to go into detail. He's going. Four Bats, industry plant, still popping. He you know they got to get one industry plant every time, but even then he's popping. So he deserves to be. So with that being said, it's not too bad of a class, that being that I think the majority of the people on here, you know, I've heard of and they deserve to be here. Now listen, what I'm going to do, you're going to hear a brief pause cuz I'm going to go do a little bit of research because I have never heard of Bankz, Maiya The Don, Amiri. I haven't heard of those three. Scarlip, I feel like these people who make this stuff is in New York and they just threw her on there and stuff like that. She is popping, but I just don't feel like the music is like something that anybody is fucking with, and it's meme music. It's almost like when Lil B made it on the XXL freshman, but at least, like, you know, I ain't gonna lie, people was messing, like, he got 40,000, 100 million and a few other joints, you know, to where it's like, okay, he got some joints that people would actually listen to, like, but Scarlip, I just look at her as a meme rapper somewhat. So the first rapper I'm going to start with as far as the ones that I don't know is Bankz. So I listened to this song, Tell Your Girlfriend, and I was surprised because, you know, it is very good. I have never heard it, never heard an ounce of that song ever. It has 9.9 million views. It was dropped more than 2 months ago. This is just a video. But the thing that surprised me is that she is a vocalist and a good vocalist. She is singing. She is not doing the rapper singing. No, she's really singing. And I was like, this don't add up because the XXL freshman list is supposed to be about hip hop and rappers. So maybe she's rapping somewhere else and it's not on this. Well, I found a song where she was rapping. And that joint didn't do 1 million views. It did 76K views. So I was like, okay, so this is not the poppin' rapping that she does. So I was trying to find something with some poppin' rapping. Couldn't find nothing, but I did find a song I heard before. I don't even know where or how I heard this, but this was a song from 2022. And yeah, it was pretty good. I'm not gonna lie, but it was more singing. So I'm pretty sure she's out of Philly, but As far as her, I could see this being a good look for her and stuff like that. The only thing I don't really agree with is, as far as her being a rapper and being on here, I can't find the poppin' rap song to really give her the stamp and put her on here. But I just want to be clear as far as these evaluations that I'm doing. I don't think none of these people are like don't deserve to be on here because their music is whack or no shit like that. It's not that. It's about how popping you are to be put on this list. But just because of the quality of the music, I'm not mad at her being on here. I already said I just really don't feel like the rapping is, ringing off to the point she should be put on the freshman list. Now, as far as the next one, Maiya The Don, she is actually a rapper. I went and listened to some of the music. The music is definitely good, in my opinion. I feel like she could rap. The views are not that high. She does have Telfie, which is 2.2 million, I'm pretty sure. But as far as the other joints, she doesn't really have anything matching that pinnacle. Now, this is the thing about her, though, because I already said, like, the music is quality and all that stuff. The videos are very quality. They are very, very quality. I don't know who she signed to or whatever. I clicked the description on one of the videos, and it didn't show a label or anything like that. I even went to the wiki and seen no label. So two things are clear. Number one, she doesn't have a label seemingly, but number two, in my opinion, with the level of quality that is behind her stuff, with the features that she has as far as Flo Milli Ty Dollar Sign, she's a plant. And listen, I don't have a problem with that. I just don't. I don't. I'm not as invested in these XXL freshman covers as I was at a certain point. But as far as her, the music, she can really rap. So she has talent. A1 music production, A1 video production. I recommend checking her out because the music is definitely good. Just so you can hear what I'm talking about. But, definitely one of the plants that got put in. And the one thing that I failed to mention is, none of the music is ringing off. Never heard none of it nowhere, nothing like that. So the next rapper is Amiri. I'm not going to spend much time on this. The music is also quality. It is not my cup of tea. It is the Playboy Cardi, what's that dude name? Trippy Red, Yeet type of aesthetic. As far as the sound of the music, I don't know what that subgenre is called, rage, and I know it's not all called rage. So I'm not gonna get into that, but it's that type of music. So that is not music that I really rock with. But the thing is, I still understand quality when I hear it. So I know for people who like that type of music, it's definitely gonna be good music for them to listen to. Now, as far as the views and things like that, definitely wasn't that many. And of course, I did the same thing I did with the last rapper, which is went and looked at the wiki. And what I seen was they are signed to Internet Money. Internet Money is the same label that has Lil Tecca. So it's not that he's an industry plan or anything like that, because it's clear that the label is funding him and funding what he has going on. They're not trying to make him look independent. And they probably bought this placement, honestly. They probably paid for this. Probably not. That's all speculation. I don't know what happens with the XXL, freshman cover. That is just speculation, just a guess. But at the end of the day, if you like that type of music, I recommend going and checking him out as well. Now, to be fair, I went back and looked up Lay Bankz and tried to see what label she's a part of. It's APG, which is Artist Partner Group. That is a, what do you call it? A label that's a subsidiary, I guess, of Warner Music Group. That's a parent company and stuff like that. You see it in the picture. So with that being said, that's what we're looking at. Now, I know I didn't isolate Scarlip and go over her, but just to reiterate some things I've already said, the music isn't really ringing off, that this is New York joint. Yeah, people was rocking with that a year ago, I guess, in New York, but nobody is listening to that anywhere else. And outside of that, I do see that she has made quite a bit of music, and I remember watching a Vlad interview about her shopping for deals. 9 times out of 10, she has one now. But as far as her being on there outside of the music, yeah, she is popping enough as a social media personality to be on there. But it's not about social media. It's about the music. So I just really don't agree with that placement necessarily. But it is what it is. You know, this is the XXL freshman list of this year. I think it is decent. And I'm just going to give a prediction because, you know, when it comes to these, they do these every year. I really think that, you know, max, looking at this list, max 4 people will be relevant in 5-6 years. Max 4 people. If I had to get the names, and this is just my personal opinion after, you know, watching and listening to so much music over the years, Skilla Baby, he's still going to be relevant. Cobain's music is very niche, but the thing that I think is going to give him relevance is the fact that he produces, so he's going to be able to shift whenever the shift comes. But I'll be honest, I don't see the drill stuff lasting too long as far as the sexy drill. I don't see that being a 5-year thing. And really, if you ask me, those are the only 2, 5 years. You could come back to this video and comment or whatever. But as far as if I had to throw 2 other ones in there, that Mexican OT has a tremendous amount of support. So he definitely, like, if I had to say a number 3, he's definitely going to be relevant in 5 years in some way, shape, or form. And the last one I would say is 4 Bats, because boy, did they, they pushed that boy. They got Kanye on them. They got Drake on them, boy. Boy, they really did they all to push that boy. They did everything. You know, so if it work out any type of way, they gonna keep pushing that boy. Like that's what's gonna happen, man. Excuse me, that man. I don't want to disrespect that. They gonna keep pushing that man. But that is my assessment of this list. Let me know your thoughts. I can't wait till the ciphers drop. We'll be back when the ciphers drop. I'm out.